Hi again. I have one final group of letters, lowercase letters, that I want to talk to you guys about, and another fun friend that's going to come help me out today. Hi, Batman. Thanks for taking the time to come and save our writing. We need to become really superhero writers, don't we? So, Batman decided he'd come along today, but I'm going to have you leave your battering aside so we can talk about just this final group of a few letters that we haven't covered yet. So the first letter we're going to talk about is a tall letter. So it's going to start, but it starts at a funny place. And we call this letter the fireman letter because he's got kind of like a fire hose, like water comes out of a fire hose and it shoots and makes an arc, right? That's what firemen use to put out fires. And we're going to practice this lowercase letter F. And we're going to start it. It has a funny starting point. Let me put a little dot here so you can see it's not all the way at the top. I'm going to put my dot over a little bit because it's going to go up and shoot towards the smiley face. So it's not completely at the top. It's kind of between the middle line and the top line. And it starts going up. So we're going to start our F going up. And then we're going to curve at the top and come straight down that fireman pole to bump the bottom. And we're going to cross right at that middle line for that lowercase letter F. Let's talk about that again. Remember that fire hose shoots water up and goes around towards the smile and then straight down the fireman pole to bump at the bottom and cross in the middle. Letter F. Just a little bit tricky, but I know you guys can get it. Batman is confident that you've got that. All right, another letter in this group we're going to talk about is the lowercase letter X. It's going to start at the middle. It's a small letter. It's going to start at the middle with a diagonal down, come back to the top, and diagonal across. And it's also one of those letters that is the same as its capital. Its capital just starts up tall. And the capital crosses right at the middle line. And the lowercase crosses in between the middle and the bottom lines. The only difference is the size, so you have to really make sure that you're paying attention to what size you're making your letters when you make those. And it's just, we don't use this letter very often, but it's very important when we do that we know whether it's capital or lowercase. And then another one that's not used too often is the letter Z. And it's going to start here in the middle line, and it's going to start at the left side where the smile is and go away from the smile, and then diagonal down to the bottom line, and then go away. Same as its capital partner, which starts at the top and goes away from the smile, big diagonal all the way down, and goes away. Letter Z, zoo, zebra, Z. Okay, thanks, Batman, for helping us with those few last letters. We can talk about one more that I did mention when we talked about the magic C letters, if you saw that. But this can sometimes be taught in here too, just because it's used kind of infrequently. And we start over with the letter C, go straight up to the line, down, 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 curve, and do a U-turn, because the letter Q is always followed by the letter U in words. These two are a pair. They stick together like Batman and Robin. Stick together, Q and U. All right. That's our final group of lowercase letters. Now you guys have learned them all, and keep practicing till you are superhero writers, and that your teachers can always read your work and always check your work. Make sure you start writing all your letters at the top of that letter. Make sure you watch that baseline to put your words in. Make sure when you're writing words that your letters are close together and that you leave spaces in between your words. And check your writing to make sure it's your best work if you're doing your final copy of work Okay, I want to talk just for a second about some different paper. So sometimes you'll see paper with that dotted middle line. So I've been showing you just 2 lines, but when you have a dotted middle line, then your lowercase letters, your small lowercase letters, are going to sit just from that dotted line to the bottom line in that space. Your capital letters are all going to start at the top line and go to the bottom line. And then your tall lowercases will start at the top and go to the bottom. And your descending lowercase letters are going to start at the middle dotted line and drop down below into the next line. Sometimes they leave spaces more in between these 2 lines of writing for you. But remember to use that when you have dotted line paper. And then we've been using a lot of just 2 lines, middle double lines. So our lowercase small letters fit just in between these 2 letters. Our capital tall letters are going to start up tall and go down to the bottom line. And our descending letters will start in that middle line and go down below that line for descending. That's double line paper. If you just have like a traditional notebook paper that just has a lot of lines all the way across, you can make your own. Sometimes you can even highlight. I only have a purple pen here, but you can highlight this whole section. If it was light yellow, that you could see where to put your small letters, and you could still use your top line for your tall letters and go below for your descending if you wanted to do that with just straight line paper. Otherwise, a good idea also is just to always skip a line in between so you have lots of good space to write, and especially leave room for those descending letters. Or I really like this highlighted paper that already has that bottom section highlighted and leaves space for your descending letters before you get to the next line. Those are just different paper options that will help you work on your writing and becoming a superhero writer. Thanks, guys. Happy writing.